Well, what does your body language say about you? We all know that non-verbal communication can work in our favour when applying for a job, commanding a crowd, or even when we're trying to get the attention of a crush. But what mistakes are we making when it comes to our visual cues?
Communications expert Louise Mahler says we're all guilty of 5 common body language blunders. Time to sit up straight, relax those shoulders and look directly into my beady little eyes. Body language and speech expert Louise Mahler joins us live now. Hello, Louise. Let's dive straight into this.
Good morning.
You say there are some common mistakes when it comes to hand gestures. What are they?
Yes, well, isn't it fascinating? We need to use our hands, but we get it so wrong. And the first mistake people make is that they fiddle with their hair. Now, Meghan Markle does this. She pushes her hair away, and Khloe Kardashian is famous for it. And why do we do it? We do it because we want to touch something. Maybe you need to move your hair. Maybe you've got an itchy head. The problem is that it will always be translated as being flirtatious. So it's not a great thing to do. And the next thing that we do is that we use the backs of our hands when we should be using the fronts of our hands. Now, who's fantastic at that is Trump. Trump has these weird gestures where he's always showing the front of his hands because that's trust. Trust is critical. So we gesture for 3 reasons. We gesture because we need to communicate. We gesture because it's good to move the body. And we gesture because actually it's a memory technique. So get gesturing, but do it the right way.
So palms out is good. Palms facing the other person is a good thing.
Yes. Absolutely.
Wow. I reckon he's been told that at one point, Trump, don't you?
Yeah.
Because it is.
But he also flicks his hair a lot, so he's got a couple of things going on.
He doesn't have any hair.
The wind does that for
Right.
Let's talk about vocal tone. What do we need to keep in check there?
Yeah.
Well, vocal tone, people don't realise because we can't see the voice. We sort of ignore it. But voice is just airflow. And the critical mistake we make is we withdraw the air. Now, Kim Kardashian does this all the time. Withdraw the air so that practically no air comes out of the body. And when no air comes out, you get this voice that's called vocal fry. Britney Spears is famous for it. Vocal fry, and you talk like that, vocal fry. Why is that bad? It's bad because if there's no air coming out of your body, you're not pulsating against people, you have no vibration against them. And what the message this sends is that you're disconnected, disinterested, not wanting to be there. So it's an awful thing to do. And the next thing we do, especially as women, is we talk too high. And our voices are already an octave higher than men's, and we don't need them to be any higher. So we talk too high, but then we go up at the end of sentences, and that's called uptalk. And Kylie Minogue was famous for that in Neighbours, going up talk, and it completely undermines your credibility. and voice is so critical in this digital world, and we've got to get it right.
It's funny how when you go high, you go a bit bogan as well. It's funny how that works.
I'm a Queenslander. You can take the girl out of Queensland.
Now,
but,
tilting your head can play a surprising role. Talk us through that, Louise.
Well, we're always taught that tilting your head is about listening. But again, in our digital world, what that says is I tilt my head. When I'm here, it says I'm here with you on your wavelength. But when I tilt my head to the side, it says, oh, I'm off on a different wavelength and waiting for you to stop talking so that I can bring it back up again. So it has a different message of being actually questioning and not necessarily with you. And then if we combine that with a head to the side, and a mouth sealed. And that's what Scott Morrison does, it's what Albanese does. And it says, I'm not on your wavelength and I'm disconnected, I'm closed, I'm done.
Wow. I think I tilt.
You are a massive tilter. You are a massive tilter.
We all know that keeping eye contact shows interest. Anything else we should be mindful of with our eye lines?
Yes, well, always have, in the digital world, your eyes at camera level. People are so often watching from above, and what that does is it gives you the evil eye. And we think, look how caring I am leaning forward. No, it actually looks really aggressive and evil. And when we are looking from above like that, you look arrogant. So the thing is, eyes at camera level, and then have head movements. So you nod the head, and then actually use the face as well. Smile. Smiling is good for you.
What about other body movements, body parts? I was going to say body parts. What about other body movements and what we're expressing? Things like what Kylie's doing there. That's what
bigger body movements.
Bigger body movements and not tilting.
Well, in this world, we have 3 dimensions in the real world, but in this world, we only have 2 dimensions. So as we said, leaning forward doesn't work, and putting your hands forward doesn't work because they get distorted. And the other thing is we need to show our chest in video rather than just our head, because the chest gives you gravitas. And then lastly, keep the body open. The body stays open. Who's brilliant at this? All great performers. Oprah, Trump, they all keep the body open. And it says, look, trust me, I have nothing to hide. I call this the Bermuda Triangle. Don't go there.
Great stuff, Louise. Always fascinating to talk to you. Thank you for your time.
Really good tips in this Zoom age, right?
Good stuff, good stuff.